Hello my friends, Devon Lennox here, Photography PX. In today's video, we'll cover the main highlight features and do an overview of Sony's a7S Mark III. Do know you can find timestamps and links in the description down below, as well as the pinned comment, and also know this is not a sponsored video. Let's get started. Released in 2020, Sony's a7S Mark III is the long-awaited replacement to their acclaimed a7S Mark II. Ever since its original debut in 2015, the Mark II has been the long-standing low-light king and a hit with filmmakers, and for a good reason. But over the last 5 years, Sony's learned a lot, and this latest release promises substantial improvements, many of which will ultimately redefine the lineup altogether. On paper, it brings 4K 120p, 16-bit RAW recording, an articulating screen, updated menus, and much more. As a package, it rivals even their flagship FX9 in some ways. Sony's designed this camera as the go-to workhorse tool, and one that delivers real-world performance to meet the needs of pros. They also aim this camera as a competitor to Canon's EOS R5 and Panasonic's S1H. It features a brand new 12.1 megapixel backside illuminated Exmor R CMOS sensor without an anti-aliasing filter. The pixels on the sensor itself are now larger, and combined with its backside illuminated structure, low light performance and dynamic range have both noticeably improved. Sony's also installed the latest Bionz XR image processor, which delivers 8 times the processing power as the outgoing Bionz X. The processor and updated color filter array also improve the color rendering, closely matching their FX9 cinema camera. This camera now also features the HIF JPEG format, which shoots HLG hybrid log gamma images. These 10-bit 422 images provide better color subsampling and compression than standard 8-bit JPEGs, increasing both color accuracy and overall detail. The camera also offers continuous shooting speeds of 10 frames per second using either mechanical or electronic shutters with continuous autofocus and auto exposure, and it also has an extraordinarily deep buffer providing over 1,000 uncompressed raw images before slowing. On the video front, it now shoots 4K UHD video up to 120 frames per second and 1080p full HD video up to 240 frames per second, all with full pixel readouts without binning. There is a slight crop of 1.1 times when shooting in 4K 120, but it's minimal and doesn't affect quality or framing very much, so it's more of a notation. But shooting 4K 120 does record sound, which is a nice bonus. The camera also oversamples 4K resolution to create 1080p, resulting in even sharper than average 1080p videos with fewer artifacts or noise. Like several of Sony's recent releases, this camera also offers unlimited recording time. New for this release are brand new codecs, in this case XAVC-HS and H.265 compression. This configuration allows the camera to record 10-bit 422 videos internally at 100 megabits per second, making it the first alpha camera to obtain this setup, and it also shoots these videos up to 120 FPS. It also has the new XAVC-SI format, a feature taken from their cinema lineup, which delivers all-eye compression and data rates up to 600 megabits per second. All-eye recording is another first for an Alpha series camera. This mode shoots to the older H.264 format with 10-bit 422 videos up to 60 frames per second. With the new backside illuminated structure, the sensor readout rates have also improved on this camera. Sony claims the readout is now twice as fast as the predecessor, which reduces rolling shutter by 1/3. The camera also has Zebras, Sony's proxy recording, Sony's full suite of picture profiles and gammas, including Cine, ITU, HLG, and their full suite of S-Log, and they've also changed the minimum ISO for S-Log 3 to ISO 160, which is far more usable than the higher ISOs traditionally used in their cameras. Also new for this release is 16-bit RAW output via HDMI up to 60 frames per second, a first in an Alpha series camera, and you can also output this format while recording internally to a different format. Otherwise, the camera has a clean HDMI signal for use with external recorders or for live streaming. Low light performance is extraordinary. It features the same native ISO range as the predecessor, which goes from ISO 80 to 102.4, and this range is expandable to ISO 40 or 409.6. Its predecessor was previously the best low light camera, but this camera ups the standard by one stop across all low light conditions, and users can now capture usable results up to ISO 51.2 with minimal processing. For focus, it obtains the latest fast hybrid AF system with machine learning from the flagship FX9. In this case, it uses 759 phase and 425 contrast AF points, covering 93% of the imaging area. It's a substantial improvement over the predecessor, which lacked phase detection AF altogether. The system also delivers Sony's real-time tracking for humans and animals, and IAF with support down to -6 EV. Sony claims that the real-time AF on this camera has improved by 30%, and they've also added more autofocusing customization, which is much improved. They've added several new settings to customize the AF transition speed and subject shift sensitivity. The camera also offers focus magnification and peaking, which you can use during recording. Battery life is excellent. Sony rates its NP-FZ100 battery at 600 shots per charge and over 2 hours of continuous video recording. For displays, it marks the first camera to feature an XQGA OLED viewfinder, which boasts a resolution of 9.44 million dots and a large 0.9 times magnification. In detail, it rivals the human eye, and it's currently the best combination of any mirrorless camera ever released. The viewfinder also has variable refresh rates of 60 or 120 Hz, and the camera also features a 2.95-inch TFT touchscreen LCD, which offers several significant changes. First, it's the second Sony camera outside of the ZV-1 to feature a side-hinged vari-angle LCD, and this is the ideal option for the flexibility it offers in high or low-angle shooting. Secondly, the resolutions increase, and it now has a resolution of 1.44 million dots, a 17% improvement over the predecessor's 1.23 million dots. Lastly, Sony's overhauled the touchscreen functionality, and it now marks the first Sony camera to feature full touch-enabled menus and navigation, where both the main and function menus are supported. And it also supports other helpful touch gestures, such as touch tracking, pinch to zoom, and swiping and playback. Physically, the camera obtains a similar body design as the A7R IV and A9 Mark II, and Sony's used a similar magnesium alloy construction, which gives the camera full weather sealing. But coming in at 614 grams, it's mostly lightweight and compact in size. However, Sony's made a few changes to make the camera more video-oriented. In this case, they've moved the video record button to the top plate, redesigned the port covers, increased the grip, repositioned the manual and movie modes next to each other on the mode dial, added the S and Q mode to the mode dial, added an AF joystick, and they've added a full-size HDMI output. But outside of that, it also has 5-axis in-body stabilization, a microphone input, a headphone output, a USB-C port, dual card slots, an ultrasonic filter, the new IR sensor, the face priority multi-exposure mode, 10 new creative looks, Sony's multi-interface hot shoe, a fully silent electronic shutter, USB charging and continuous power, Sony's clear image zoom, the Gamma display assist, and dual band Wi-Fi and Bluetooth connectivity. In the end, Sony's A7S Mark III is quite a niche product indeed, but it's the ideal solution for those wanting the best full-frame low-light camera released to date, and it's arguably Sony's best video camera ever released. This camera will undoubtedly appeal to many videographers, be they professionals or enthusiasts, and given its current price, it competes favorably with several cinema cameras over 3 times the price, but it offers a superior feature set currently unseen elsewhere. The A7S Mark III as it stands is a hallmark release in an excellent package. It delivers superior low-light capabilities and best-in-class video quality and a wealth of design innovations. Sure, it doesn't offer 8K video or anamorphic recording like rivals. However, with unlimited recording times and no overheating, it's a far more functional package. And as a tool intended to get the job done, it's consistent and practical. And in a single camera, Sony's packed virtually every request users have asked, addressing every issue up to the 4th generation. This is the camera fans have long awaited, and to date, it's their most fully featured camera they've released and the best camera yet. If you've been thinking about jumping ship, here is your boat to shore. So there you have it, my friends. There are the highlights and overview of Sony's A7S Mark III. For more information on the A7S Mark III and other Sony cameras, check out our website, photographypx.com. Go to our camera reviews page, then to the Sony section, and there you will see a full detailed written review, as well as other reviews of cameras that may be of interest to you. You can also look at the pinned comment in the description down below, and that will take you right to the full review as well. I've been your host, Devon Lennox. We will see you in the next video. Thank you for watching today's video. I hope you found the contents of today's video insightful and it added value to you. If you're new here, please consider subscribing if you haven't done so already. Also, leave us a like and a comment in the description down below. Let us know if we overlooked something or we missed something that we covered in today's video. I've been your host, Devon Lennox, Photography.